Hey, I'm live. All right, awesome. How is everyone doing? I'm just starting this chat right now. It is 1 o'clock East Central, or yeah, Central time. I'm thinking about where I live, East Central Wisconsin. But it is warm once again. I'm sitting under the umbrella on my back deck, and you can see the question down below. What is your go-to animal or fish to pursue? I should have added in the fall or whenever. Hey, Big Matt, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. I see Bicknell Bunch. They were in here at quarter 2. We'll try to jump in later, but waterfowl is the drug of choice for them. So wait for a few more people to come in and we can have a nice little discussion of what your animal of choice or fish of choice. I know a few people, what they like to do is that I know from YouTube is Daddy Duck. He likes ducks, obviously. Bicknell Bunch, they like waterfowl also. Um, I think Living and Outdoors, they like their fishing. They do it during the winter time and summer here. Cody from After Five, he's liking. I think he likes fishing also. I'm doing good. Catfish and deer hunting. Yeah, that's mine too. Or not so much catfish, but I cut my teeth on deer hunting when I was a kid. For a while, I could kind of keep track in my head as to how many deer I've taken since I've started deer hunting. It was slow going at the beginning when I first started hunting. I think I said last year it took me up in or last week it took me up to my junior year in high school before I ended up getting a deer. It was kind of a messed up thing there back then. We had what we called hunter's choice. We would send in late summer, I believe, for a doe tag, and for some reason, everyone in my hunting party, my dad, grandpa, aunt, uncle, everyone would get a doe tag. Not every year, but for me, for some reason, it just took forever for me to get a doe tag for a hunter's choice. Judith and Dan Davis, thank you for stopping in. You're yeah, tend to some wasps here. Um, their animal of choice is beaver trapping. We are going to be doing hog trapping as soon as the traps get here. Found lots of hogs on the new property. Well, I hope you get a whole bunch of them once those traps get in here. Yeah, they're pretty destructive, and I think I might end up moving. Sun's kind of beating on my back a little bit, and I don't like that. The sun beats on my back all week long. Maybe I'll just stay here. Swarm again. It's probably mid 80s, low 80s, humid. It rained pretty good. Yeah, I think we almost got up to 2 inches of rain last night. I think we were supposed to get that many or get that much. Frontier Survival. Thank you for stopping in. His game of choice is small game is my favorite, but I'll hunt and fish any. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I said earlier, I cut my teeth on deer hunting, but rabbit hunting is neck and neck with what I really love to pursue. A couple years ago, I was sitting with my dad out where we deer hunt, and we weren't seeing any deer. not hardly anything. Then it snowed a little bit, and I said to him, I think I'd rather go rabbit hunting right now than sit here and wait for deer to show up. I didn't. I still continued to deer hunt, but it was yeah, the rabbit hunting was kind of tugging at me a little bit that day. Rabbit and squirrel. I don't do a whole lot of squirrel hunting for a simple fact. Hey, Georgia, trapping and fishing. Thanks for stopping in. I think the one reason why I really don't squirrel hunt is all the bow hunters in September. You know, that may have a little, I don't know, clash, I guess, between hunting guys that hunt and hunt deer with a bow and hunt squirrels. I'll probably go around like January. I think it's so squirrel hunting around here is open till end of January, I believe. Big Joe's Outdoors. The summer fish is gar and winter fish speckled trout, duck, duck, squirrel, and rabbit. Hunting squirrel is the best game to hunt. I know I've seen some of the videos on YouTube on how to make up some dishes for out of squirrel, and they look so good. The gravy that some of them make is, whew. Yeah, squirrel and dumplings. Yeah, that sounds like a good meal right there. And some homemade bread to slop up the gravy with. Butter bread, homemade butter bread. Oh man, the smell in the house after you make homemade bread. Dan Squirrelson with a 22 break barrel pellet gun makes a little noise. I like to get a Gamma break barrel pellet gun. I think that'd be a good time. My favorite fish to go after, I think, is largemouth bass. I'll go up north over like Labor Day, Memorial Day, and 4th of July, and just sit on the pier and cast for them, and and see what happens after. So I enjoy that. They're fun to catch. Like to see the rod tip bend down, but bluegills are fun to catch too off the pier. I don't have a boat yet. Maybe sometime in the future I'll have some boats, or a boat, not some boats. 5 people here, that's awesome. Make sure everyone hits that thumbs up, and I think I'll be here for about an hour and a half. I think that's a good time to sit and chat and maybe rabbit trail a little bit with a conversation. Like Judith and Dan said 2 chats ago, on a tangent. So I like little conversations like that lead to something totally not related to the question at hand. I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit, see if I missed anybody. I don't think I did. Just double checking here. Excuse me. I remember one year going out to not out Mark J. Larson Outdoors. Hey brother, I'm working on traps, but we'll be listening. Sounds good. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, please. I'm not. I don't want to sound like I'm ordering, but one year I went rabbit hunting. My grandpa was still alive out by his place, and there's a little gully east of his house, and sitting there off the hook outdoors. Thanks for stopping in. What's going on? We're talking about a little bit of what you'd like to pursue as far as fish and animal, or if you have a preference, one or the other. But he has a gully, or he had a gully east of his house, and told him I was going to do some rabbit hunting, and I got my gun ready. He walks out in his long underwear, leaning over the railing, kind of like I'm leaning over the table here. And I go down there, load up. As I start to walk, I seen it at the same time, the rabbit, and he goes, "Oh, Tommy, there goes one." I up and shot, and all of a sudden I hear him, "Oh, there's another one." I saw that one, popped that one off, and I probably walked maybe 5, not even 10 feet, probably. Another one pops out, boom, got that one too. And the limit is three rabbits, daily bag limit. I ended up getting my daily bag limit within about 5 minutes of me stepping into that little gully. Oh, that was a fun time. I remember one of my hunts out there. I took my son along when he was probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. I remember him walking through the tall weeds and burdocks, and I ended up getting a rabbit, and he wanted to carry it out, and he grabbed it from me and he slung it over his shoulder. And I wish I had a camera. That was the cutest thing, you know. Him carrying out a rabbit over his shoulder, and the rabbit was almost as long as he was tall, so it's fun. I really enjoy that. I believe he almost sounds like his truck. Maybe not. He's in the National Guard for Judy and Spirit. Thanks for stopping in. Eddie Gross. Um, yeah, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. You can see the question down below if you want to answer it. You can. If not, that's fine. But my son, he's in the National Guard, and this is weekend. I'm laminating the jaws on Duke number 2 square jaw to prevent foot damage. Yeah, that's awesome, Mark. I'm looking forward to that video. I don't know if I should spend some money and get the Duke 550s or the MB 550s, but I'm looking to get something like that. You grab both of them and you can tell which one is better. Obviously, the casted one is going to be more sturdy, you know. But the Duke number 4 threes, I think I have for coyotes. I'll still use them, but I'd like to try either, like I said, the MB 550 or the Duke 550. Yeah, you do catching big walleyes. I forgot to comment on your video. Sorry, Mark. I'm gonna go back and give you a thumbs up. I was kind of milling around in the house here, and one thing led to another. But yeah, you like the elk and the walleye. That's awesome. Mark, quarter round rod. That works. After fives just came in. Hey, Cody. For me, I just love being in the outdoors. That's the main thing right there. You know, just exactly. You hit the nail on the head. love being out there, enjoying the little things, like I always say at the end of my videos, and that's what it's all about. Like just before I came on the live stream, I cut the or grass here, and all of a sudden I don't know if it was a toad because I don't think toads can really jump like a frog can, but I think it was a frog that was in our grass. I think it was the grass was getting kind of out of control. It was the first time I cut it in 2 weeks. Last week was such a bear of a week at work, so getting home was late. I had 14 hours one day, 13, 11 and a quarter. The other days before that weren't so bad, but it was so blasted hot. Jeez. The last thing I want to do is cut grass when I come home from work when it's that warm out. Good to see and chat with everyone. Yes, it is. It is. It's fun. I really enjoy doing stuff like this. What other there's a lot of deer that I was telling a story last night of one of the bucks I got that I have mounted in the house. I got it mounted just because it was my first decent sized buck, and it was, yeah, just that. And it was kind of an oddball looking kind of a deer. Well, I'm in my ladder stand that I have. It was early afternoon. At that time I could fall asleep and almost have my knees or my face touch my knees. I can't do that anymore because good eating. But I'm laying there with my head down like this, and all of a sudden I could hear kaplooch, kaplooch, kaplooch. And I kind of sat up real slow. I looked and like, holy cow, there's a buck coming. I thought it was a half rack because that one side is all messed up. So he's coming closer, coming closer. I put my gun up. I wish I could explain how close it was. It had to be 10 yards away from my ladder stand. I up with the gun. I aimed right for the base of the neck. Well, I ended up shooting down by his shoulder. I aimed for the middle of his neck, and I ended up shooting him in between the front of his shoulder and the base of his neck. I just lost about 5 people here. What happened? But anyways, he dropped right there. I'm like, holy cow. Man, that was a fun hunt too. Then I had to drag it out from where I was. There's about a foot or so of water, so I had to drag it out. Oh, there was a little high spot. I field dressed it right there, and I had to drag it out like 200 yards at least by myself. It wasn't fun. I see, Cody, you're starting to get some graphics back too. I see, huh? Is that something you did totally new again, or is it getting recovered? Oh, a card. Okay, now I can read between the lines here. That's awesome. Good to hear that you guys or Cody's getting that recovered. Had it be a heartbreak right there. Cody, what is your animal of choice or fish of choice? I'm sure it's walleye. I'm thinking. It's all new again. So I noticed that in the last couple of videos that you had your intro back, so I was thinking that things were starting to look up. What other stories do I have from when I was a kid with hunting? I sh- yeah, that one set of antlers that I have in my barn. I shot that buck. It came out with a bunch of does. I think he was in the back end of the group of does that came out of the woods, and I shot, and I could have swore I hit him pretty good, which in turn I did because, well, one, I couldn't find any blood, or I trailed him and I couldn't find it. And well, the next day, my grandpa, the same grandpa where I was hunting by with the rabbits, he found a deer on the fence line. Must have been all hunkered down pretty tight, and so he tagged it. The next day, it was still good. It was cold out and stuff, so he claimed it, and I went back to his house and looked at him like, "Hey, that's the buck I shot yesterday." Because the real distinctive antler tips, they were real rounded. They weren't pointed like a normal antler would be. And so he said, "I'll give you the horns or the antlers." I'm like, "Thanks, cool, all right." So I got the antlers back from the buck I shot the day before. So that was good. Huh, that's an idea too, Truth and Dan. 7 people here. I'm gonna see how many thumbs up I got. I'm just curious. See what's going on here. Boy, is it warm. Sun's starting to come out. Man, oh man. 10 thumbs up, 8 watching. That's all right. 11. Um, oh, I'm sitting weird. Got my legs crossed and hard on the ankles. For sure, you will be learning a new backup to my on the road, but listening. Well, thanks for listening. 12 now. Oh, I would love to hit 20. 20 people in the chat. My side is here. Hey, thanks for stopping in. I'm doing good. And how about yourself? I appreciate you stopping in. Cody, I missed your live last night. I was just, I don't know. Saturdays must be my lazy day or something. It shouldn't be because, uh, like today, I got up, watched our church service on TV, and got up. I went to the store to look for some shotgun shells. Didn't have the ones I wanted. Went by my parents. I came back, cut the lawn, made some hummingbird nectar, and put dishes away. And I should be doing that stuff on a Saturday. It's just Sunday should be stuff like this, day of rest. And I was just tired yesterday from the whole week before, and it's crazy. Would have been nice to join you in your live. That's what I like always did to a spur of the moment. Just lately now I've been scheduling um live live streams, so it might draw more people in instead of being spur of the moment kind of a thing. Putting a If I put a reminder or something like that for a live stream, it might put it back in the back of people's minds. Oh, Tom's gonna have a live stream. Okay. I'm just rambling. Sifted 11 buckets of dirt this morning and was sweating pretty good. It's warm here too. I should actually start getting some dirt, maybe some sand. But I have enough dirt from last year yet, wax dirt. I have some peat moss from when I started 3 years ago. For this will be my 4th year trapping. But speaking of that, trapping, I think my go-to animal for trapping is raccoon. I don't know if it's because they seem easy to catch. They're like little pigs. They'll eat anything. Hey, Gio, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. But it just seems like raccoons are kind of predictable. You set that, like I like using dog proofs in their trails. They'll put it right dead center of the trail, and I like to use marshmallows and cat food. And Hawbaker's Coonler smells like black licorice and some other stuff that's in there too. It smells good actually. Just doing some S&S outdoors. Just stopped in. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm kind of sweating out here a little bit. Not too bad. Good thing the sun wasn't out when I cut the grass. I would have been dripping right now. But after this live stream, I'm gonna go back in the house, do a little odds and ends in there, and the the hummingbird nectar should be cooled off enough to bring it back outside for the hummingbirds. But they went through that pretty quick. Got 10 here, I think. 13 thumbs up. That's all right. Let's see if we can get hoping for 15 people here, or maybe ultimate goal is 20. If not, that's okay too. This freezer mug here, it's Oregon Ducks, but I'm not a fan anyways. But when I was younger, my wife and I had a bunch of these we'd put in the freezer. All this little gel stuff would freeze up, and we'd drink Lipton iced tea out of that. That would freeze right around the outside of the mug. And this is the second time using this freezer mug like that in probably 20 years. I never got over 15 in the chat. I don't think I did either. I came close. Maybe I had maybe I had 20 at one time. I don't know. Al's here. Awesome. Al, what is your you can see the question down below. What is your go-to animal or fish to pursue? Geo, if you could maybe answer that too, that'd be awesome. Maybe we could get a keep going with a good conversation that we got going now. Are you going to Marshfield in September for? I would love to up to Marsh. I've been wanting to figure out when that was. Do you know what date is that over Labor Day? I've never been to a convention yet or a rendezvous or anything like that. I need to renew my Wisconsin Trappers Association membership. It ran out, and I never got around to renewing it. I haven't gotten a magazine, obviously, because subscription ran out. I don't trap, but bass and walleye are what I target. Yeah, I don't mind trying for bass either. I think that's, like I said earlier, that's my go-to. I went to Walmart this morning and I heard that they had like whopper ploppers or something. Yeah, whopper plopper lure for bass, and well, just like any other store, they didn't have it. So went out of the store empty. September 10th and 11th. I should see. I wonder if I could. I'm gonna look that up, that date, and see if we got anything going on. August, September. 10th and 11th. What time? Do you know? Happen to know what time that opens up? Then that way I could get an early start on Saturday morning and head up there. And any famous people gonna be there? That would be a good time. That'd be something interesting for me to see. Yeah, getting back to that whopper plopper. I couldn't find one. I there's another store. It's Fleet Farm, and they got a better selection. Maybe I should hit up Cabela's or Shields north of here and see if they have. I could, really makes me think 8 in the morning. Huh, that'd be a long trek for me. Probably just as bad as going up the Eagle River. Bear hunting opens up that week too, I think, huh? Yeah, I thought about buying a whopper plopper. There's a Creek Fishing Adventures. He uses the whopper plopper a lot, and he does fairly well. And I tried another lure. I forget what it's called. It's got a propeller on the back, and um, it's what the heck? I don't remember what it's called, but September 1st for Minnesota Bear. I think ours is just after Labor Day. I think, but that lure that I had, I didn't catch anything on. Boy, it's getting that time of year. Oh, I can't wait. Trapping, dove hunting's going to open up. Can't wait for that. You are 2.5 hours away southwest of Marshfield. Hey, I'm glad you're back, Al. I don't know if you are still in. You can see the question. What is your favorite? I guess I should have put favorite instead of go to um, animal or fish to pursue. I'm thinking maybe bobcat. I'm thinking going out on a limb here. Yeah, geo. It's all of where you're casting a lure, I guess. There's a. I bought a floating frog for on top of lily pads. There's um a lake close by, and I wanted to try that out, but I haven't gotten to that spot yet. Again, a bunch of lily pads, and use that frog for floating up, popping across the lily pads. Otter, bobcat, everyone is a trophy. Absolutely right. See this little banner down below here? I just learned how to do that before the live stream, like 20 seconds before the live stream. I'm impressed. I'm always after a large glass of sweet tea and a bit of shade. I have pretty good luck with frogs, pads, and grass beds. That's right. That one video I had of me catching that smaller bass with that crankbait. It was right along some like a little bit of pencil reeds, I think, and more weeds underneath the surface of the water, but just skirted the edge of that and must have been enticing enough for the fish to come out, grab it, me to set the hook. Yeah. I just can't learn. I just learned I can. Yeah, I saw that. Smallwater Charters is here. Sorry if I didn't say welcome. Welcome. Yeah, I'm hoping next month I gotta get my small game, my trapping, and I can't wait for dove hunting. They taste so good. Get a bunch of them and make them over the fire pit. Everyone's saying hi. Okay, this is what I fear is a little bit of lull in between the conversations. Trying to think of another little story I have for hunting when I was younger. What else? Some a lot of things. I missed a lot of deer with my bow. I think I've only taken 3 deer with my bow, and I haven't bow hunted in oh boy, quite a few years now. I think my son was a junior, sophomore, junior in high school. Coyotes are my passion, but can't do it as much as nowadays. Yeah, understandable. There's times after work I could barely walk from the my truck to the house on my feet all day long, uneven ground, and just that little bit of 10-minute ride home, you kind of stiffen up and kind of fall out of the truck and try to walk to the house. Yeah, I gotta say, like I said earlier, it's for my go-to is for animals, deer and rabbit. Rabbit is so much fun. You're constantly moving. You're walking. You can almost 90% sure you know where they're going to be, either a brush pile or underneath some old chopper wagon that a farmer has out in the middle of a woods or something like that. it's definitely fun. I'll have another place to trap. A friend of mine from work, Raven Cat's in the house. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. He just got some new permission for bow hunting and gun hunting, and he said I could trap all I want out there. So I'm pretty excited. He had a bunch of raccoon out on around his camera, so he's doesn't want them there, I guess. So I'll do some raccoon trapping there. Where I coyote hunted last year, I can trap them right there. 18 thumbs up. Awesome. Cool. 12 that I see on my laptop here. 12 watching. My my deer head video, that deer head turned out pretty decent. Tom, you can come up here and get the raccoons that come. Where would that be? Canada? Up here, that's what. If I'm in Wisconsin, so up here would to me is up northern Wisconsin or Canada. But last week I got done with or the week before, around here, hunting clubs, if you can work with them, beg for trappers to get rid of the coon around here off their feeders. Oh, I bet. I love it all. I might take my air rifle squirrel hunting soon. You're up in Canada. It's a long drive to check traps every day. But after my deer head that I did, I decided to go in the freezer and take out a duck that I had in there for quite a while, which I'm not going to have anything done with now because I cut the head off of it and I decided to clean that up and bleach that up. That was a little tedious to do that. That was a little trick to clean that. I boiled it up a little bit and I may or may not have a video on it. We'll see once. Let's see if the little pad here for scrolling up is kind of getting sticky. Not because I dumped anything on it, but the humidity and my fingers are not allowing me to slide up. Oh, there we go. So let me think with other stories I have about hunting certain animals or trapping, fishing. I get an idea for next time's question. Unable to travel for a while, or probably would. So much time and money planting, and they have killed all my corn, sunflowers, and potatoes, and starting to get into my tobacco. Yeah, those raccoons are so destructive. There was a cornfield right where next to where I work, and there was pretty much like a little trail, a game trail going through the yard where I work, and I would drive my semi around, and I could look into the cornfield, and maybe 10 rows in, there was corn stalks just flat to the ground. That whole inside corner of the outside rows were just trampled by raccoon. Just tore them all down. It's it's amazing how destructive those things are to corn stalks. Let's see. I know there'll be times where it's a little pause in between and stuff like that, which is natural, because there's pauses in between conversations. If I was one on one with someone, come up with an idea or a topic to come up with, and it's good to have a good rolling conversation. I catch a lot of coons, but they ain't worth much. Well, this year I got an idea. I don't know if I'm gonna keep some of the raccoon heads, and I want to boil them down. I want to see. I'll have to look it up or call a warden or something to see if I'm able to possibly sell the raccoon skulls after they're bleached. If not, I'll figure out something because I would really like to do another raccoon skull from the beginning because the one I found that was already it was starting to dry up and some of the flesh around it was starting to dry up. I was told to plant upside down plastic forks to keep them away, but it only worked for the one small. Yeah, I can see I can see that happening in the beginning, deterring the raccoons when the corn is shorter. I've been tanning the hides. I'm assuming. Obviously, you're not going to tan a skull, but I'd like to see if I'm able to sell the skulls or not. Yeah, I guess there's a guy too that I can get a talk to and get a hold of, and he's pretty knowledgeable about that stuff also. If I'm able to sell them or not. Well, there's 8 people here right now. I'm sure there's things going on that people need to do or want to do, and it's a nice day here, or kind of a nice day. It's warm and humid. Hey, Cody, if you're still here, how are those fires doing up in Canada? I haven't watched the news lately. I seen that there's a bunch of rain that went through last night or the night before, or 2 days ago. Yeah, if I'm able to sell them, I don't know. I'll have to see once. Still burning. Yeah, it's still hazy down here yet. I was wondering if with that little bit of rain that was up there, I was hoping it would have knocked down some of that the fire. We still ain't really. Wow. You would think with this humidity too that some of the fires would subside a little bit. Now those fires up there, do you know if they were natural or was it arson? Do they know if something like that, what the origin of the fire starting? Yes, the hides. Just finished a bobcat and coyote skull. 5 more to go. The haze is much less of yesterday. Yeah, it's still hazy here, but it's not as bad as it was like a week and a half ago. I mean, it was bad. Even the noon sun was hazed over a little bit. Al, when you do your hides, do you do brain tanning or do you use chemicals? Lightning, I thought I heard, but I couldn't swear to it. Polar bear, the Chad. Good afternoon. Thanks for stopping in. Been raining up here on and off for the past 3 weeks in Ontario, but the fire out west and north of me is still going. Not sure how it was started. Hey, hi.
Hi. Sorry.
No worries. Um, I guess either way, lightning or arson is still something to deal with and try to put out. I'm still here, but grinding on traps. I have a bunch of coyote skulls and fox skulls in the freezer I need to get done. Al uses egg yolks and Murphy's oil soap. I have a vid doing some possum hides. I think I might have seen that, but I think I want to go back to that. I want to watch how you do the egg one. Out west is very very dry, so they do get lightning fires. Boy, I wonder what this winter is going to be like. My son wants to. He's got a duck in the freezer. He doesn't want to do anything with because it's so expensive to have something mounted. Rightly so, because it's an artist trying to make a dead animal lifelike, but he wants to try doing the skull thing too, bleaching a mallard head. So what have you missed? Well, we talked about what the question is, scrolling down on the bottom there, and just kind of random stuff. I've been kind of rambling on what kind of hunts I had with rabbit hunting and things like that, and deer hunting. My go-to or my favorite animal to pursue is white-tailed deer and cottontail rabbits. Boys caught 16 possum, 3 skunk, 2 coons around the house. We have saw more poults around the house than ever before. Trap the egg eaters, even if they're not worth. You're right. It makes a big difference when you have that good balance in nature. We're here to manage that. I did the buckskin in today's vid of that way, but no salt, and I smoked it. I'd like to learn some of that. Hey, we got a good conversation going here in the side chat. Have you met Matt in here today? No, I haven't seen him. He has. I don't know. He might be working too. It was a mild winter last year, so maybe a cold winter this year. We had a cold winter last year. So did Cody. Cody had it worse off than I did. Yeah, I think he is busy. He's got a. I'll just leave it at that. Gotta, um, getting back to polar bears question. Yeah, we've been going back and forth, or I have been going back and forth with conversations with people here, obviously, and the hunts that I've had and where I do them, and taking my son along when he was 5, 6 years old, and let's see, I might. Actually, it was a decent winter, just a couple of tough spells. Well, for up north, there was not much snow. We get the same weather as New York State, but usually colder. Al's brain tan buckskin is worth big money to the mountain man rendezvous. I have a deer hide that I had done with the hair on it yet, and I have deer hides that I have tanned commercially, and I'm looking. They've been in a box for probably 20 some years now, just sitting there. Some are black and some are that bluish natural hide color. I've been trying to figure out what I could do with them. I want to make gloves out of them, but there's no one around to make gloves that I know of, and I don't know how to do that kind of thing. Tom, I'll try to do a buckskin vid this winter with eggs. Yeah, that'd be cool. I want to learn that. I did a squirrel. I know I've said it numerous or talked about it already, but I did a squirrel and I used the brains. So I don't know if I did something wrong because some of the hair comes off of the hide. So I don't know, excuse me, if some of the brain tanning solution worked its way through the holes from the shot. My son shot it with a 410. So I don't know if it's little mites or something that are getting into the hair and just kind of ruining the hide. But I need to do more. I like to learn more of that stuff. NL Ghost Wolf is here. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Well, thanks for watching that. Thank you. There's another thing too. I have my bear hides on the bear that's in my living room. The bear head in a bucket of water. I'm doing that maceration ordeal with that, and I need to change the water soon. But where I do that is pretty muddy, and I'm not. I'll just leave it for a while yet. I need to change the water though. Good job on the videos. Thank you. I'm assuming you're talking to me. Well, another thing too, I want to with the hunting season coming up. Moisture. I watched that one time. Moisture on the hair too long usually causes the hair to slip. I gotcha. All right. Thanks, Charlie. Um, I will trade some hide for some knitted stuff. What was I gonna say? I was going to say something. Did it hide? Oh, man. The bear? I don't know. 14 watching. That's awesome. One more for my little goal. My ultimate goal is 20. I don't ask for much. um, wish I knew. I wish I remember what the heck I was going to say. I hate that. Well, anyways, I don't know what we were talking about. There's quiet time we're talking. uh, oh my goodness, that's funny. At 15, I got 15 now. Maybe I should be quiet more, huh? Oh, 14 now. All right. Oh my gosh. Quiet time we're talking. Oh, that's good. I like that. uh, get a hold of myself. All right. I remember what I was going to talk about. I was by my mom and dad, 19 now, or 19 thumbs up. I was by my parents, and I was thinking earlier I want to get my dad's jigsaw or saber saw or whatever the heck you want to call it. I want to get a piece of plywood that I have in my barn here and start making some silhouette decoys for crow hunting. That opens up next month. Also, that's a double season. Crows go until I think it goes from September, maybe I think September to November. Then it closes for a little bit, and then it reopens up in January, and that goes until March. Well, thank you, Raven Cat. I wouldn't mind getting into catfishing also, polar bear. That'd be a whole new ball game. Is a friend of mine does it. I wish I need to sit different or something here. Butt's getting sore and legs are getting sore. Thank you, Raven. Show me the love. But catfishing would be fun. Sounds like all these trucks with the loud mufflers. Oh, my son's home from the guards. He had a like I said earlier, he was had his drill weekend started on Friday morning. He had a report and now he's back. So cool. Supper is ready here in North Atlantic, so I have to go. Cheers to everyone. Cheers to you and have yourself a good supper and have a good evening. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I miss fishing, so getting things back together so I can get back out there. It's got to be 4 or 5 o'clock out there, huh? Where Charlie's at, Ghost Wolf. Why is it warm out here? It's only 79 degrees. The humidity sucks. Jeepers, man. Not as bad as Georgia humidity. went down there for my son's graduation from basic training a few years back. That was warm. That was intense. Maybe he'll want to say hi. I don't know. It's coming up the back sidewalk. Hey, bud. Want to say hi? Okay. Probably a long weekend. The property that I deer hunt on, it is I'm thinking it's like 200 and some acres, and it's all open farmland, but there's a woods to the north, which is a different property. So for us to get deer, it's kind of tough now. We used to have quite a few in our hunting party, and before the farmer that we hunt by, which is a childhood friend of my dad's, before they sold half of their property to someone else, we used to hunt, had to be like 300 acres, pretty much in every corner. It was like an L shape, and there was guys, gals posted all over the place. And when we did see deer, they were running, and obviously, if there was woods there, they'd probably not run so much. But it's a wide open farmland. Hey, that sounds more like a reason than an excuse, Al. Growing up, polar bear, that's all we caught in a local river. We used sweet corn, put that on a hook, catch carp. It got to the point where it was boring catching carp, and I never knew there was any other fish in there besides bullheads. And a few videos ago, about a month or two ago, I did a video on me catching some bluegills out of that river, out of that same river, and a largemouth bass. So I'm done with carp. Yeah, get back to the hunting property. It's just basically my dad and I now that hunted. We had quite a few. My grandpa, well, he's passed on now. My aunt used to hunt out there. My uncle from my my mom's brother, and a friend of his, a childhood friend of his. So there's about five of us that used to hunt it, and now it's pretty much my dad and I. And last year, my son will go, but he won't go. He's not going this year because they're him and his fiance are going down to Georgia for a wedding. So it's gonna be pretty much my dad and I. If my dad even goes, I'm sure he'll go. But I used to go Bancroft to my fishing. The bridge supposed to have world record bass, and everyone tries to catch it off the bridge. All right, outdoors with Big Matt. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I probably won't go a whole lot longer. Probably another 20 minutes or so. Living MN Outdoors is here. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. So here we are. So yeah, it's basically just my dad and I hunting. That's the way to go. Catch anything as long as you can cook it. That's what I like doing. You know, I did that video of the backstrap. I did numerous videos of part of the deer that I shot last fall, last year season, cooking it over the fire pit, the frying pan, the grill. You know, it makes everything full circle. You prepare all year. Not really. I don't have any kind of cameras up or anything like that, but you know, it's what we do. It's we mentally prepare and go out there with high hopes of bringing home a doe or a buck to put in a freezer. You know, I like doing that. I remember one year I shot a doe during archery season, and what was really neat to me, about 4 or 5 days later, I took the back strap and putting it out on the grill. You know, is how much more fresh can you get? Hey, TNN Deer Stalkers here. Thanks. Appreciate you coming in. You know what critter I'll be harassing? Don't get stuck in a rut. I just don't like cleaning fish, but I will catch and cook it. Al's Bridges. He had a pretty good conversation going. I'm going to look once more. All right. Oh yeah, but yeah, when you hunt something or fish for something and you bring it home and cook it a day later or something, or that same day, I like that. Makes you feel like you accomplished something, and it's gratifying knowing that you put in the time to bring something home to eat. I should have a pen and paper out here or something. I got some questions for the next couple live streams that I should write down. I'm going to end up forgetting them. Cranking and yanking dropped in to say hi. Well, I appreciate you dropping in to say hi. Hit the thumbs up too. One question for you guys: why catch and release? Why not keep good sized fish and store the rest? I often wondered that too. Some are good tasting, some aren't. Some you leave for breeding stock, some aren't. I'm sure there's fishermen in here that could answer that question a lot better than what I could. But and laws too. All right, Judith and Dan, I appreciate you guys stopping in and sitting a while and commenting. I really like this. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. After this video here, or this little live stream, I think I'm gonna be I think I'm gonna finish that video that I'm doing or working on with I did a duck skull. So I think I'll finish that and I'll see how that goes, and that'll be my next video to come up next week. And I gotta do some funny shorts in between so I can have some filler videos. That'll be fun. Small fish taste better, less mercury in the small fish, leaving big ones for others to enjoy. Laws and regulations. Yep. Breeding is most of it, but I can't clean fish easily with my cerebral palsy. Oh, Cody's heading out. All right, Cody. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. As always, you take care too. Hope things are getting better up there. Yeah, I cleaned a duck skull, and it's I had to glue some of it back together, and that was a pain also. Trying to I didn't record any of that, but I think it's going to be a shorter video, but it turned out for the most part. I kind of took a picture of it and kind of turned it away as far as where I put all the glue, so that's not visible. So after I do this live stream, I'm gonna go in the house and cool off a little bit and head out to the barn and continue with the recording, doing some of that. I have an idea for the next live stream. If I'm able to have a good scheduled one like I did today and last week. Have to get ready for work, so have a good one. All right, you do what you got to do, and I appreciate you stopping in SNS Outdoors, and have a good rest of the week. And if Cody's still listening, you have a good week also. Yeah, I got to mentally prepare for my work week too, starting tomorrow. Ah, man. It's that's a bittersweet thing, isn't it? Work. You hate being there, but you like the paycheck. Pay for things that you'd like to have, or pay for things that you want and need. You know, probably more needs. But boy, I could. I got a few more years to retire. I'm in cooling off from going into. Oh, how far from the Dells are you? Ah, boy, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours away from the Wisconsin Dells. I heard a rumor about that place too. That there's hardly anything open due to lack of workers in the shops. And Noah's Ark, that's a water park. That's one of, I think, the longest running water park there. They had to close that down a day or two because there's no workers. I don't want to get into the whole that fiasco, but yeah, I'm about 2 hours away, I would think. Yeah, those I got stung a few times too when there's ground wasp around by our swing set. It's just I don't know where they came from, and they ended up getting my son back then and stinging him a few times. Yeah, lazy people, right? Yep. Just got popped 3 times. Just hate the things. But oh, did it hurt though? Leave a nice old welt on you. Found a honeybee swarm at work the other day, about the size of a volleyball, underneath a bridge girder that we produce. It was sitting out, staged out in the or stockpiled out in the yard by us, and look underneath, and holy cow! One of my coworkers thought it was um, a wasp nest, and I went to go look. Here's a um, honeybee. So we're like, forget the raid. We're leaving these alone. Or if they're still there tomorrow, there's going to be a beekeeper coming in and relocating them. Well, if they're still there, they'll be collected tomorrow. No, no honey in the future. No, it's they're kind of docile actually. We got right up to them and looking. I should have did a film, a little short, but I don't know. A friend of mine did one. You go to Stetson Outdoors. He uh he did a little short of it. You'll see how big the swarm was. Yeah, slow motion would be cool. Now there's an idea. Yeah, a short and a slow motion. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I thought about putting the like a beehive in the backyard here, but it kind of piqued my interest a little bit, but not enough to pursue it. That would be a fun video too, though. I'm smart that way. uh, yeah, you got a good sense of humor. Swarm. I'm glad I have the umbrella up on the deck here. So, Mark, how are those traps coming along? Getting something done? I gotta start doing that stuff too soon. I gotta. I made up a jig for my dog-proof traps to wash them with a pressure washer. If y'all want to go look at that, I took a 2x4, drilled holes through it for my dog proofs, and stuck them in holes and power washed them. I don't know where I came up with the idea. I think it was my idea. I don't remember seeing anything else like it anywhere. Pretty slick though. Yeah, they're kind of tricky too because guys that I talked to in the last year or so, they'd have hives and they'd end up getting some kind of a mite that would kill the whole hive off. Yeah, I gotta get my traps ready too. I'm a procrastinator by nature. I don't know why. I'd like to see that video, Daniel, of the turtle traps going out. I have everything ready to go, getting ready to go, and to my brothers have him weld them. Gotcha. Well, we got about 5 minutes. I think an hour and a half is a good time to a good time span for a live stream, I think. So we're coming up on 4 more minutes or so in the live stream, and then I'm gonna write down the questions that I'll have for the next couple. I forgot one already, so I should have been writing things down. I don't have a mind like an elephant. Yeah, it's amazing how those a lot of honeybees are dying off, it seems like. Using suckers for turtle bait. Something sounds weird out here, like a rumble. I don't think there's any weather coming. I have a mind like an elephant too once in a while, but sometimes not so much. Free honey and beeswax would be nice. Yeah, that would be. I'd like to learn more about. I ate chili last night. Sorry. Good to see everyone, but gotta grab a shower. Have a great week, everyone. You too. I appreciate you stopping in and chit chatting a little bit. Um, for fur off tanning, take care and stay safe. I will. Or yeah. Yeah. We're coming up to an hour and a half here, so I'm gonna pull the pin on this and hope everyone has a decent week. And I hope this topic made a good made for a good live stream. I think it did. So I appreciate everyone coming in. Appreciate all the comments, the thumbs up, and yeah, Mark does a video of tanning. Yeah. Um. Everyone have a safe week, and between work and staying safe, enjoy the little things. All right. Y'all have a good week.